Companion is brought to us by the producers of the 2022 film Barbarian and is about a young woman who goes on a cabin retreat with her boyfriend and his friend group, only to discover that her relationship is more one-sided than she could have imagined. I would honestly say that Barbarian is one of the most surprising films I've ever seen in a theater, and that's mainly due to its ingenious marketing, which didn't give away anything, and its ingenious story structure when it came to its reveals and twists. Sure, I have my problems here and there with the horror film, but overall it was an amazing experience. Amazing enough that all this film needed to do was show that it was from the producers of Barbarian in the trailer, and I was there day one. And truth be told, just like Barbarian, this is an incredibly surprising and ingenious film. I had such a great time with Companion that, honestly, I really only have one problem with it. One problem with the overall experience of the film. And I can't lie, it's the marketing. If you've only seen the first trailer for this film, keep it that way. If you've seen any other trailer after that initial one, I'm afraid you've been spoiled on some of the biggest twists this movie has to offer. I am frankly baffled by these trailers. I mean, they spoil everything. It's on the same level as Batman vs. Superman or Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I mean, they just reveal everything. And I know there are some of you that are like, well, that's mainly the fault of the trailers. That's not necessarily the fault of the film itself. Well, imagine how you would feel if you saw the trailers for other films with fantastic twists and they were revealed in the trailers. Imagine seeing The Sixth Sense, for instance, and it being revealed in the trailer that Bruce Willis was dead. Imagine seeing the trailer for Split and it being revealed that it was a secret sequel to Unbreakable. Imagine seeing a trailer for The Last Airbender and it being revealed that the film was trash. I still stand by it. That trailer is awesome. So yeah, even though that may be the fault of the marketing, it affects how you see the overall film now. But again, if I'm being honest, that is the biggest problem I have with this film. It is overall fantastic. It's one of those great films that's made by the surprises that lie in store for you. So I'll do my damnedest to not give away any of the surprises in this film, unlike the marketing on the other hand. But just know, because of that, it's going to be a very bare bones review. Let's start with the overall tone of the film. Whereas Barbarian was primarily a horror film with comedy sprinkled in, and as funny as the comedy was, there were times where it did feel kind of shoehorned in. This is primarily a dark comedy, and it leans into it incredibly. There is so much comedic brilliance when it comes to the writing, the acting, and the editing in this film. It easily delivers on some of the biggest laughs I've had in a theater in a long time. And like I said, a lot of that is due to the acting, which is incredible. Everyone in this very small cast is fantastic, but if I'm being honest here, there are two actors that are the clear standouts. One is Jack Quaid, who I'm convinced now can do no wrong. Don't get me wrong, I love Jack Quaid whenever he plays the protagonist character, like in the new Superman show or The Boys, but I really do feel like he is the most at home in antagonist roles. He is just so funny, so pathetic, yet at the same time so strangely intimidating. It might be one of my favorite incel archetype characters to come out in the past 5 years. And Sophia Thatcher in this film is brilliant. She has to convey so many contrasting emotions in this film, and you buy every single bit of it. You feel so much empathy for her character and the manipulation that she constantly goes through in this film. While the outer layer of her character being displayed is already interesting enough, the subtext of what her character is going through as it relates to just human emotion in general is even more interesting. And the overall significance of relationships in this film and the different relationships you see throughout the film with this small cast of characters is so interesting with each dynamic. The visuals are also fantastic, having a very sterile look in the first half of the film, and as the movie goes on, it gets dirtier and dirtier and darker. And of course, this film has a ton of surprises and unique ways of revealing them. It shocks you in the moment, but not to the point where you're just flabbergasted and then have to leave. You're allowed to digest them as you're still being entertained by the film. It's genius writing, and I'm so glad that carried over from Barbarian. But again, Unlike the trailers, I will not get into spoilers and I will not get into the reveals. If there is any 5 things you can take away from this review, just know this film is extremely intelligent, extremely entertaining, extremely surprising, extremely funny, and stay away from the trailers. I'm gonna give Companion an A. Well guys, thank you so much for watching, and let me know down below what you thought of Companion, and let me know if you want a spoiler review, because there is a lot more I can talk about when it comes to this film. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best, and don't forget to click subscribe and click the bell icon down below to stay up to date on all things movie, all things TV, all things nerd.